Well, that was fun. That was fun. Really happy for our team. Really happy for our staff and certainly our fans. We all know how important this game is, and you know, it's great to be state champs. That's for sure. South Carolina's a good football team. They've had a heck of a year and much improved. And I think that Will's done a great job. And it was going to be a hard-fought game, but just really proud of our guys for showing up, being ready, focused. You know, every week for us is a playoff mentality. That's just the way it is, and to see our guys embrace that is it's pretty special. You know, I love the chemistry of our team, the leadership of our team, and you know, because they all know every single week it's all in. I mean, everything you got, and to see them embrace that is pretty special. You know, first time in the history of Clemson to go on the road and beat 4 ranked teams in the regular season. That's not easy to do. And especially when you look at this team and you look at all that we had to replace. Just proud of these guys and how they responded and hung in there and competed all year long. But happy for our seniors. That's 4 in a row for those guys. What a great accomplishment. You know, because this is again something that's important to both sides, and you know, it's really hard to do. So I'm really happy for those guys to leave here, and I think that senior group tied the school record for wins today, and a chance to set the record next week, and maybe even an ACC record. I'm not sure, but you know, it's a good group of guys that have hung in there and fought hard for us. And, but the game was you know, a game I thought that we controlled. We had 30 first downs to their 10. We had 280-something yards passing. It was good to see us. We missed on a couple, but good to see us throw the ball and catch the ball well. Had some big plays. They only had 207 total, so again, I thought we controlled the game for really pretty much the whole game. You know, felt like we got a little sloppy there in the fourth quarter, but it was good to get some other guys opportunities to play, and you know, just got to grow through some. Had a couple mistakes. One right there on the receiver, we don't cross face on the slant route and get the pick. We kind of lob one up, driving the ball there. And so, you know, those are things that young guys we got to learn from. But again, just you know, really proud of our guys. I thought that the interception was a huge spark in the play early. So that's little things showing up. Ryan did a great job of disguising his technique and his coverage and fooled him, and it paid off. And then obviously Trayvon came back, had another big interception. Our special teams were awesome. You know, our punting game was huge. I mean, we kept them on a long field for pretty much the whole first half. Will Spires was awesome. Really great field position. Our guys get down there to pin the ball. Nolan Turner had 3 tackles on special teams. And our kickoff coverage was very good, and our kickoff return, man, we are really, really close in kickoff return. But opening up the second half, Travis popped a big return. I think we scored the very next play with Renfro there. So just good to see our special teams create field position on both sides all day. I thought their punter was awesome. I thought he punted the ball very well also. And then offensively, you know, Hunter Renfro, 2 touchdowns. You know, it's just it's that time of year. He just seems to come up big in these type of games. But what a great night for him. And then I thought T. Higgins sparked us. You know, a big 3rd down. That was a very well executed route. He did a great job with his influence, and it was good timing. Ball was a little low though, but it was a heck of a catch. That was a big spark. I thought Travis sparked us as well on a little screen as well early in the game. So a lot of young guys stepping up for us and making big plays. But again, just happy for our team and excited about this week and representing the Atlantic in the ACC championship.
Coach Swinney, do you ever feel unsafe on the field? People were throwing trash before the game, during the game. You know, you're out there with your laptops, your equipment, the cheerleaders, the fans, yourself, the players. Were you ever nervous?
We didn't have a laptop. You might have had one. You know, it was disappointing. You know, I know that that's not representative of South Carolina. You know, I got a lot of people that I know, South Carolina fans, are great people, friends. I mean, And you know, it's disappointing to see that. It's dangerous. You know, I mean, you know, I can't think of the player's name right off the bat, but you know, he got his eye knocked out by a ref throwing a flag in the NFL. You know, there you go. You know, just devastated his career, and all of a sudden, you know, you got things being thrown out at some point. You know, the refs got to do something about that. I lost my poise, and they threw a flag on me because I came out of the box. And I did. I came out of the box. He didn't throw a flag on me because of what I said, but he threw a flag on me for being out of the box. But you know, it was about the 5th time, and you know, it's just dangerous. But I'm sure that the event management folks here will address that. And again, I know there's a lot of emotion, but those things really just shouldn't be a part of the game.
Coach, I talked to Kendall after the game on the field, and there just looked like this sense of relief to win this rivalry game again. From your perspective, what's it like to have turned the tide against South Carolina? I think at one point you were 1-5, and now you're 5-5 again in the rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, beats losing, I'll tell you that. You know, it's a lot better than the alternative. You know, we worked hard, and it's a game again that matters to a lot of people in this state. Everybody. I mean, there's very few people in this state that aren't paying attention to what happens today. So you know, it's great. That's why they call it a rivalry game and bragging rights and all that stuff. I mean, it's a big deal. And but I'm proud of where we are. We didn't start off very good in this series, but we've you know, I guess evened it back up, and we still got work to do, man. We got next year's a new year, but for this year, we're the state champs, and we're proud of it.
Devo, even though you said that they had improved, did you come into this game still feeling like there was a pretty significant gap between the two?
No, I don't really look at that. I just felt like they're an 8-4 team now, and they were an 8-3 team coming in, and they earned it, man. They beat some good teams, a lot of solid folks. I mean, you know, they've been playing a good league, and it's not easy. You know, especially when they had some injuries. Had a couple of really good players injured. You know, I think they've done a great job this year. But again, we just try to focus on us and playing the best that we can week in and week out. You know, we felt like we had a better team, but you know, there's been a couple times I thought we had a better team that got beat. You know, you got to play well, and you know, we played well. Again, we had big plays in all phases, and you know, really, I never felt like we didn't have control of the game. So it's good to see that.
I'm very sorry about that. When you're saying you're focusing on us and not on them, did you ever talk to you before you practice? If you're in a hostile environment, if somebody throws trash at you, they try and if things get out of hand, you need to do this, this, and this. This part of the rivalry week.
No, the biggest message for us was let's be disciplined and let's don't give stupid penalties. You know, there's going to probably be a little chippiness. Let's walk away from that stuff. And you know, they had a couple of big penalties. You know, one was I don't know what he had some kind of something that was a big penalty right there. You know, and I think we went on to score. And we were about to punt the ball, and we went on to score. So, you know, you just gotta walk away from things. So that was our thing. It's just let's stay focused on us. Let's do a good job. And let's don't have any issues. And, for the most part, we didn't. You know, it was just more things off the field.
Yeah, but this was your 100th win as a Clemson coach. Talk about the significance of that coming in a game at South Carolina against the Gamecocks. Outside of winning a national championship, that had to be about the perfect day for you as a coach.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my 100th game was the ACC championship. I guess in 15 maybe, and so that was pretty special. And this is our 100th win. For it to come here is definitely something I'll always remember. And you know, I mean, the wins go by my name, but I'm just fortunate to have a bunch of great players that have played for me and have earned those wins. You know, I hadn't played play. Those players played a lot of plays and got a great staff and a lot of awesome people that have been a part of it. You know, Woody McCorvey is kind of my right-hand man, and he and I had our 174th win together tonight. Because we had 74 together at Alabama, and then 100 tonight. So we'll give Woody a big shout out. tonight as well, because he was my coach, and we've been right there together, side by side, the whole journey.
What does it mean to you to have so many players who had lacked experience coming into the year play big roles, not just in this game, but this late in the season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as a coach, you know that you're going to lose players every year, so we really try to work hard to develop our guys that aren't playing, and trying to find ways to get them ready for when their opportunity comes. And we do that all year long. We do that with redshirt guys, trying to keep them engaged throughout the season, even though they're not playing. But I'm very proud of how guys showed up this fall and ready to go. I mean, nobody had more pressure on than Kelly Bryant. I mean, you know, for the most part, everybody already had him moving positions. You know, he wasn't going to play quarterback. He was going to be a wideout. He was going to be a safety. He was going to be this. He was going to be a running back. You know, we were just wondering what position he was going to play. He didn't quite get that memo. And so, you know, it's just great to see young people prepare and develop. I mean, we've got them all across the board. I mean, especially offensively. We had a lot back on defense, but we've had to see our depth come through on defense this year too. Look at all the guys that played linebacker for us. I mean, JD kind of tweaked his knee there early. I don't think he was able to come back. But I mean, we're deep in our depth on that defensive side, and I think that bodes well for us. But guys have prepared really hard for their opportunity.
Dabo, obviously Miami stumbled this week. How does winning the state championship help you next week in Charlotte?
I don't really have anything to do with it other than it allows us to continue to